Hey everybody! Transition. It's like magic, but not. It's called technology. How is everybody doing today? Hopefully you're doing great. Hopefully you're excited. I mean, you should be. You should be more than excited, to be completely honest. You should be fantabulously amazed. Fantabulously excited? Something like that? I mean, we've known it was coming ever since 2019 when Viacom, CBS, and all combined to form one overly powerful, overly strong Star Trek conglomerate. One. Uno mas. That's one more. Never mind. We've got it now. We've got all we need. All of Star Trek coming to Star Trek Fleet Command. I'm excited. To be completely honest, I am. Yeah, it's I'm still, as I said in the video, I'm still kind of like trepidatious, because we are still talking and dealing with the same people that we've had for the past few years, but I really am excited. Like, just the idea of getting the Enterprise D, which I grew up with, just the idea of having Worf as an officer and Data and Spock, but not the Spocks that we do have, but like Leonard Nimoy. That just, and I don't even know what that's going to look like. Maybe we don't get everybody. Maybe we don't. But let's go ahead and give a shout out if you're here. Shout out your server and what game you're from. We'll give love to both of them because I am going to be playing both. Like that one and this one. Like that and this and this. Because I am in love with both games. And I think everybody knows where we're spending a lot of time at. And where even a lot of Star Trek Fleet Command people are spending a lot of time at. But it is good. So let's see. We got server 11. What's up, Anthony? Server 34. Paul also on 34. Wow, a lot of 34s. A lot of 34s. Server 27. Server 22, server 20, server 37. So we got another 30, but finally a little bit different. Server 14 in the house, server 42. Hey, what's up, Corley? One of the new bloods. Server 46, 36, 31, 10. Old school, server 15, and EvE Echoes. What's up, Michael? Yeah, I've talked to so many people who are playing both right now. I mean, I am. I'm playing both. I'm probably going to go out and do a little bit of shocker here, mining. So I can get some more resources for the fleet or the corporation that I work for. Server 11, what's up? Server 15 again, another server 11. How many of you, just an honest question, what are you enjoying? Are you enjoying more the EvE side or the Star Trek side? Now, keep in mind, we're still in that like honeymoon phase of EvE Echoes, where everything about EvE Echoes is a great, amazing time, and we love it, and it's passionately kissy. Because I'll be honest, EvE Echoes is everything I wanted Star Trek Fleet Command to be, except it's not Star Trek. It's EvE. EvE's IP is great too. It's a fantastic sci-fi series, but it's not Star Trek. But I do think it's a better game. I'm hoping that game pushes many things for Star Trek Fleet Command into getting better. I don't want it to be a carbon copy, obviously, because that was Second Galaxy, and Second Galaxy was terrible. But Corley says, I can't play EvE Echoes. I saw my credit card statement from Star Trek Fleet Command. Well, the cool thing about EvE is you don't actually need to whip out the credit card. So that's cool. Like, even if you go Omega, you can actually grind out Omega for free. Doable. I actually have like almost a year's worth of Omega saved up already. You just buy Plex, then you use Plex to buy it. So, and even if you did want to spend money, you're spending like $15 a month. That's it. So it is definitely a far cheaper game. But I still love my Star Trek IP, which I'm going to go grind out swarms as we stream for the next couple hours together. Make sure I've got my miner set up here in EvE while I'm waiting for. Cool thing about both games is there's a lot of flight time involved for both, so I can sit here and do one while I look at the other and still look at chat right here. See a lot of people saying EvE is getting, like Kim Soul says, EvE is getting better as I learn it. There is a little bit of a curve for sure, but there is a lot of good. Let me go over here. If you wonder what I'm doing, is I'm moving to my other station. Yeah, All right, now that's gonna take a little bit. Confirm autopilot. Unlike EVE Online, you can trust the autopilot function in EVE Echo, so you don't have to sit there and stare at it. SM says, I deal with market variations and predictions in my job every day. I don't know if EVE would be right for me. SMF, that actually makes it sound like EVE would be right for you. Unless you don't want to work in... I mean, the people who watch the market in EVE make a crap ton of money. Like buku tons. Lots of money. So much monies. I can't even begin to describe the amount of money. I mean, we've got a guy in my corporation, that's all he does all day. The dude's making millions a day, easy. Just that's all he does. He watches the market. Grudge King says, I kind of wish I knew how long a jump was like in Star Trek Fleet Command. Hate having to guess what time my ship will arrive. Okay, so depending on the warp, I see what you're saying. Depending on the warp speed you have, you can do about 2 jumps a minute. That's a rough estimate. So if you've got 4 jumps, go ahead and roughly go 2 minutes to get there. If it's 25 jumps, 12 and a half minutes to get there. Chris says, reminds me of the World of Warcraft auction house. Yeah, in a lot of ways it does. And EVE, remember EVE Online has been around since 2003, right in that same era as WoW. So lots of dueling ideals there. But yeah, it's I don't know. Right now, I'm too excited about the thought of getting officers that I've wanted for so long, like Data. And I know a few people have commented this on the video I made. So many people see the Q thing as a cop-out. I don't. I think Q is one of the best things to happen to Star Trek ever. Every sci-fi show has to have an easy plot line that you can almost copy-paste to different stories. And for a lot of people, in a lot of sci-fi series, it's time travel. And even though Star Trek does a lot of time travel, their main plot device to kind of explore the edges of reality and space and time was Q. I love that it was a unique plotline. So Q is just as much of Star Trek as anything else. And I want Q in my game. 100%. He is the plot hole bridge that no real other series has. Like literally every other sci-fi series I'm thinking of right now uses time travel. Stargate, in terms of they use time travel as a plot fix or a plot jump. Whereas we use an actual entity created called Q. And you've seen him from the beginning of the Next Generation. Q has been, in terms of a reoccurring character, has happened as much as the dang Klingons. I mean, if you really count Voyager having Klingons for those first couple of episodes in B'Elanna Torres, they don't really. I mean, Q has really been everywhere. Bear says if they do it right, not price gouge everyone, old Trek might benefit. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say what I envision it looking like, and y'all can say whether you think that sounds right, doesn't sound like, whatever. And by the way, shout out to Burn Like Ice, Rex Thrasher, Diane Huber. Let's see who else we got in here. We got a bunch of the people who support the channel. They've got a fancy green name. They've also got a fancy icon next to them. They got access to special emojis. If you want to support the channel for as little as like $4 a month, literally that little, hit that join button right there. But I think that what we're going to see is similar to what we've seen so far. You're going to have epic versions of officers that'll be basically auctioned and paid to win. And then you're going to have a regular set. Wesley Crusher is going to be a great card. Okay, cool. I'm down for that. You're going to have Worf probably be a rare, but it depends on what. Like, here's a fun thing. What if you get TNG Worf and Worf from DS9? You get both of them. One of them is going to be an epic card, maybe. One of them ends up being a, rare card, maybe even uncommon card. Because let's be honest, in the Next Generation, Worf was just getting his butt kicked the entire time. Like Gene Roddenberry was like intent on making Klingons look disgustingly weak. I don't know why, but he was. SMS says, "Shut up, Wesley" will be the name of his officer ability. I mean, I think that would be amazing. I really do. I'm surprised that's not a copyright thing. And by the way, hey, Aaron Stevens, how you doing? Bear says Riker could be a rare officer. See, to me, Riker would need to be an epic. Now, you can make Riker's transporter double. Thomas, you can make Thomas a rare. That would make an interesting arc. But how are they going to introduce these things? And I feel like there's going to be ships and officers that are available to everybody, and then there's going to be some that are locked away. It would maybe surprise me if the most popular ship of all time, which is probably the Enterprise D, is locked away at like some new high level where they may make level 75 a thing. Then we approach this right here. I would not be surprised if level 75 comes out and there's a bunch of new stuff. Chris, I will say I hate the Enterprise J. It is hideous. I don't care. I have no desire to own it, and I don't even consider the Enterprise J a real Enterprise. So, but Garrick would need to be an epic officer. I mean, Garrick is one of the most amazing characters ever acted out and created. Odo is, man, the acting. I'm actually watching through DS9 right now, so I'm gonna sound a little bit DS9 biased in everything that I'm going over for Star Trek Fleet Command. But Odo is one of the greatest characters in terms of acting I've ever seen in Star Trek. Phenomenal. Amazing. He's probably the best actor in Star Trek. But that's just me. Y'all can debate that. Odo and his character and what he was able to do in terms of speak emotion with his face with all that freaking plaster and stuff on it. Yeah, it's SMF says you could really put every main character in DS9 as epic. I wouldn't say that. DS9 did a great job of making their characters very familiar and relatable and amazing character development. But Miles O'Brien is not an epic character. Julian Bashir is not an epic character. Quark, arguably not even an epic character. But since he's going to be Ferengi, and I'm hoping for an entire Ferengi line, make him epic. Jadzia? I'd go rare on Jadzia. Honestly, Worf and Cisco are the only epics I would take from DS9. That's me. That's me. I think Kira Nerys would be a rare. I think Jadzia Dax would be a rare. I think Ezri Dax would be a rare. Nog would be an uncommon. Quark. Nog would be the only Ferengi I don't put in the Ferengi set. If I make it a regular Ferengi set, I want Brunt. I don't want Grand Nagus. I want Brunt. I want Quark. I'm trying to remember two of Quark's underlings that worked at the bar. I actually just watched that episode when they went on strike, so I'm forgetting. But you can make those like some basic, commons. But make a full set of Ferengi officers. Barrett says Rolarn could be an uncommon. That's fair. Walter says Cisco, base defense master. I mean, you could put him in there with the Kingsner and Carol set. My thing is, one, how would you put DS9 in the game? And two, will you finally make it to where you can put officers on a space station? That would be huge. It'd be huge. What else we got? Y'all keep dropping in the comments. Drop in what you think. Drop in your excitement, your opinions about either game, by the way. EVE Echoes or Star Trek Fleet Command, because we're going to do both. SMF says I have Brunt in the Ferengi group. His officer ability is liquidation. That would be good. And don't forget, that's not the only Ferengi we have. You have Ferengi from the Next Generation. They actually took over the Enterprise D one time. Now, let's talk about Star Trek Voyager. Epic officers, Janeway, the Borg Queen, if they brought her in. 7 of 9 would probably be epic. Even though I hate the use of over-sexualization in Star Trek Voyager, Jerry Ryan was actually a fantastic actress. Her and Kate Mulgrew actually had it did not work out that well between them. They had a lot of rift during the show because of how much, Star Trek went for that vibe. But Jerry Ryan was a phenomenal actress. And I think that is, hey, no one shout. I thought you were streaming. Would be happy to see her as an epic. Now, the question for Voyager is, would you include, you know, like the early set that you saw the officers change in Voyager a lot more than you did in any other show. There was a lot of up and down and variations. Kim says, what about Jayla? You know what? I'm honestly willing to give up Jayla if I get all my other officers. Screw Jayla. I mean, I want Norma Jayla, but I'm like, meh, no, get out of here. Ron says Neelix for morale. Yeah, Neelix could like have a 10% chance of proccing morale or a 10% chance of proccing a hull breach. That's how you would make Neelix. Neelix can either give you morale or a self-hull breach. You don't know which one's going to happen. Maybe you can knock it up a little bit higher than that if you want to, but that's what you need to do with Neelix. Tom Paris would be an uncommon for me, and Tom Paris would be like an impulse speed or some type of warp boost because he's an amazing pilot. Yes, SM says Paris's ability is turning into a lizard. Wow. EMH, one of my favorite characters of all Star Trek time. How would you do that? I think that'd be amazing. How would you do the EMH? What would you make his ability? And does that mean we get the Andy Dick version of the EMH? EMH 2.0, Andy Dick. I mean, how amazing and terrible is it at the same time that Star Trek has Andy Dick in it? Eric says, do you think they'll introduce the Kardashians? Eric, you are horrible for spelling it like that. But since Garrick, man, I need to make a video that's not even Star Trek Fleet Command related, just topping off my favorite Star Trek characters of all time. Garrick is top 5. So I'm not going to give you the order because I think that's a great idea for a video. And we're going to write that down. Top Star Trek characters of all time. Q is in there. Garrick is in there. Spock is in there. Worf is in there. Picard is in there. It's my top 5. I'll let y'all argue over order. That's my top 5. I got a question for the audience. For those who are watching and listening, who is the most underrated officer from the game, from the series and movies that you would like to see in the game? Underrated. Not like the well-known ones, but who's the most underrated that you want? Rex says, I'm shocked you like Q. I love Q. Q is one of the things that has kept me in Star Trek for, his episodes are like the best. Barrett says, Harry Kim. Fun fact. Y'all want a fun fact about, y'all want a fun Star Trek fact? Anybody want a fun Star Trek fact? Like dropping out facts every now and then, but you got to ask for them because my self-serving nature, I must make you ask. But anybody want a fun Harry Kim fact? Chekhov, definitely LaForge. See, LaForge is not lesser known. There's a good one. Barclay. Barclay is a lesser known character who spanned multiple Star Trek series and is actually really interesting. Aaron says, bows down. Oh, do tell. Harry Kim, as an actor, is the only one that I've ever known of that actually submitted to direct an episode of Star Trek and was rejected. Leonard Nimoy, William Riker, not his name, but Leonard Nimoy, William Shatner, a lot of Star Trek characters have gotten to direct episodes. Harry Kim wanted to do one, the actor that plays Harry Kim, and got denied. Jonathan Frakes, yeah. That was like a shocker for me. That was a shocker. I'd be actually kind of salty. Why am I the only person? He also never got promoted. He was an ensign for like 30 years. And the reasoning, because he actually wanted his character to be promoted, and the logic was simply, well, somebody's got to be an ensign. Like, you're essentially Wesley Crusher here. Suck it up. Like, I'd be kind of offended. Kinda. Kim says Data. Data's not an... He's not an unknown character. I was talking about the Barclays of the world. Those are the ones. The High Winds, who's not, a smaller time character, a minor plot line. Like Kai Wynn, most people hate Kai Wynn, but she played her role very well. Michael says Ro. Yeah, Ro Laren has been mentioned multiple times. Thomas says, any chance Scopely will add the feature of allowing a team member to dock at a member's base? This has been this has been suggested many times over 2 years. We don't have it yet. It's one of those sticky notes on the walls I talk about. It's there. I don't know if it'll ever actually happen. Robert says Tuvok is underrated. Tuvok is tough for me because if you list Vulcans that appeared in the show, Tuvok is really low on my list. But in terms of actors who are very good at acting and are also dedicated to Star Trek, Tuvok's at the top. Like, he's right there with Leonard Nimoy. But I mean, T'Pol, Spock, Sarek, all Vulcans I liked more than I like Tuvok. Aaron says Tasha Yar. There you go. Because Tasha Yar was around for a very limited time. You almost had more of Sela than you did Tasha Yar. But I don't know. It'd be really curious to see how that ends up playing out. Guinan. Yes, bringing in Whoopi to be Guinan would be fantastic for Star Trek. Star Trek Fleet Command needs Guinan. It needs to add... And the Guinan addition would add levity to the game. In terms of, there's a 10 forward and a bar, and there's a storyline you progress through that has nothing to do with you dropping $400. It's a fun storyline. You go through and you talk and you add a little bit of structure and also add a little bit of depth to the game with some lore, and Guinan could be that guide. In fact, Guinan, if you do it how I suggested in my video, where Q is how you tie the plot lines together, Q is the big bad guy, Guinan can be your guide through that. Because Guinan's species, even though there's a lot of mystery on Guinan's species, Guinan can, remember, she had this, whatever this was, she had it. She was ready to use it on John DeLancey. She was ready to use it on Q. Whatever this was, Guinan's got it. And maybe that can help us as we try to go against Q as he merges all the timelines and brings all these crazy ships together. I'm gonna make a t-shirt of that. Why not? T-shirt of everything. Bartmatter says, what do you get from all the event missions? What event missions? Which ones are you talking about? Barrett says it's going to be like Star Trek Timelines. It's like, people say Star Trek Timelines a lot. I can never get into the game because it's too boring. I mean, I like that all the characters are in it, but it's a boring game. So we'll have to see how that ends up playing out. Aaron says even the Traveler from TNG. Interesting one. Interesting one. Now, I'm not sure how deep into Star Trek lore y'all are, but the Progenitors are already in the game. Have y'all seen the Progenitors? Andy, I see you, buddy. Poor Misty. You've got the Progenitors here. Now, for those that don't know the Progenitors are the first race in Star Trek lore. They are the ones who planted multiple planets like the Romulans, Earth, Klingons, the Cardassians. They seeded planets with DNA because when they were out traveling the galaxy, there was nobody there. That was it. It was just them. So they're like the first race, and we're all tied into them, and that's a whole episode of stuff. And this came out, these characters came out when server merges started, where you have that server merge battle now between servers to pick who's going to be the best. And my wife just texted me, sorry. She's been out all day. So that's going to be really curious to see if this plays a role in the whole Q thing, because surely they didn't make the progenitor avatars to just be. Surely they did not just pick a race and be like, hey, we'll make that avatar a winner for some of the stuff coming in game. Also, I know these are Armada stations, but could we finally be getting to actual Federation Klingon and reskins for our stations? There's so much potential in Star Trek Fleet Command. It's ridiculous. It's just how much of that will actually transfer to in-game content. You know what I mean? William says Kahless, the original and the clone. Yeah, the Emperor Kahless. Could we have a quest in the galaxy to go find the Sword of Kahless? That would be a great quest. It was a great episode in DS9 between Kor, the Dalhar Master, and Worf. I'm down for that. Y'all really talking my ear off tonight. How expensive will that content be? Andy, see, that's the big question. We know Scopely cannot add all this stuff. I mean, Scopely is seeing cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching for all this. I don't know what it's going to cost. But I'll say this. I'm still looking forward to it. The nerdy Star Trek man that I am. The reason I have the hats and the shirts and the screes. I love Star Trek. Why is the Fed Armada icon so ugly? It's a bird's eye view, and I don't know why. It is ugly. I would agree with you. Actually, very disgusting looking. Oh well, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? As I'm fighting swarms here, 2 swarm days. Yeah, who needs to mine on Monday when you've got swarms? My Devore is actually still cooking. 2 days until the Devore is done. Didn't pay a dime for it, by the way. Did not buy that Devore. Teresa says they sure are. Don't forget the free-to-play. Miss Teresa, all I can say is if you want a great free-to-play game, check out that one right over there. EVE Echoes. If you want any of the paid upgrades, you can grind them out in-game. You can grind out Omega. I've got almost a year's worth of Omega already purchased. So, stay in. You need a game that's more budget friendly and also extremely deep in lore and also extremely deep in gameplay. Try out EVE Echoes. I am loving both games. Not saying pick one or the other. Just saying EVE Echoes is amazing. But right now I'm just mining because we're playing 2 different games at one time. Ian says, I want the engineer from Discovery. She's a survivor. Sir, if you could name her name and not her sexuality, that'd probably be better for YouTube and everybody. But yeah, it'd be cool. Go with that. Yeah. Ryan says Seska. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. And Tilly, yeah. I want Empress Tilly. That's who I want. I want the mirror universe to really take over in this game. Yeah, Tilly's not the engineer, but Tilly is amazing. Like, Tilly's a character that I hated at first and now have really grown to love. But that was kind of the point of her character. To be that annoying sideshow that becomes the endearing, loving friend. It's really basic writing, but it got me. It worked. So, oh well. You want Jeffrey Combs' character? Okay. You've already got Rainn Wilson's character. I don't know why they went with the comic version for Mud 1.0 though, instead of going with the OG one, knowing that the TV stuff was coming out. But Scott Bakula, you know, Captain Archer really wasn't that bad of a captain. He wasn't. I don't get the hate on Scott as a captain in Star Trek. I dislike Enterprise seasons 2 and 3, but I don't see the dislike of Scott Bakula. I mean, he's better than Janeway, in my opinion. Janeway is the worst captain of them all, to me. Whereas characters like Jadzia Dax and Ezri as science officers provided more depth than, man, almost every character in Star Trek. And the Dax storyline is one of my favorite lines in Star Trek lore. The addition of the Trill and then going over them with Jadzia and Ezri, I thought was beautiful. Yes says no holograms. No, we cannot get rid of the EMH like that. We cannot get rid of the EMH. Do not do that. Please don't do that. Let's see. Byrne likes Archer. Cool. Me too. Trip Tucker. I was not a big fan of Trip. Just like I wasn't really a big fan of Hoshi Sato. She was okay, but I didn't think she was a great character. I'll be right back, y'all. I gotta help my wife bring some stuff in the house. She drove like 10 hours a day. All right, everybody enjoy the chair stream. I know my chair streams have become infamous. They're like some of the best content in the world. Chair streams are great. Okay, let's get back on topic. Star Trek. Isn't that what we were talking about? Star Trek? Some weird TV show people watch? Actually, I just gotta check over here. See how much ore I'm at. Okay, I still need more ore to mine. So let's look. Here's a node. We gotta go approach it. We gotta be within like 18 kilometers. Robin! Thank you so much, Robin, for signing up to be a member of the channel. I appreciate all the support that y'all can provide. Y'all don't realize how much signing up helps. Not only will your name be included in the epic awesomeness that is the end of my amazing videos. I mean, the videos are such high quality. It is a shocker that I'm not hired by CBS themselves to be in Star Trek. But I will say I appreciate it, and I hope you are entertained. Robin, thank you so much for signing up to be a cadet. Appreciate it. Robin says you helped your wife, definitely worth it. Look, she had to take my son to a doctor about 5 hours away. Getting back, knows she's tired, knows she's been driving a long time. 2 kids to get out the car and everything. But yeah, I mean, you help her when she gets home. Duh. Bring in the bags, bring in the baby. What you're supposed to do. Yes, I do think that Guinan should be in. The problem, if there is a problem for Scopely now, is there's literally so many different things that they need to add to the game. It's almost too many. This. The rock. Stop our engines. And let's mine this big old bad boy. There we go. Cute. And if y'all wonder how I managed to know, is I cheated on my security camera. Like, hey, I see her pulling up. Time to head out. Also need to go for a walk because, man, COVID is killing me. Starting a diet this week, I have gained way too much weight. Like, even my shirts are starting to get tight. They're like, all right, buddy, you lose some weight. You lose some weight. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I got called a fat captain in my video earlier. I was like, hey, look, I might be fat, but if Kelsey Grammer could do it in Star Trek, so can I. Shout out Kelsey Grammer. You were like at your largest when you played a captain in Star Trek, and I respect it. Yeah, Dave, man, you gotta multi-game it because that's the world of gaming we're at tonight. You're really lucky because what I'm actually gonna do later is I'm gonna probably play some War Thunder. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. My wife is actually gonna start streaming a lot with me, and we're gonna be doing War Thunder together. She's probably not gonna do Star Trek Fleet Command with me, but we're gonna be playing some other games together. It's always fun. All right, so now we're gonna kind of have to switch games. We've got to repair. And now that I'm hitting 25, look at my shipyard 25. That means I've got my Vidar coming this week for Star Trek. I've got my Ferengi Devore. I mean, I'm really coming along in server 43. Garrick would be great. Garrick would be beyond great, sir. Garrick is one of the best characters ever written and acted out in Star Trek. And if you don't agree, then there's only one simple answer. If you don't agree, you're wrong. Also, I love the fan plot of the Julian Garrick Yarashir love thing that people have written about. I think that's awesome. But yeah, Garrick is a fantastic, just who knew a spy could be that entertaining? Like if James Bond was like Garrick, I'd actually watch James Bond movies. Ducat was good. Yes, I have nothing against Ducat. I like Garrick a lot more. That might just be a personal thing. But am I in the STSP Facebook group? I'm not sure what that is. What is the STSP Facebook group? I'm not sure. I'm going to say no, but I don't know what that is. Oh, apparently I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow I forgot about. Wait, no I don't. That's in 7 days. Why are you sending me a message for 7 days from now? Get out of here. Get out of here. I didn't know there was a Star Trek Fleet Command support group. I mean, y'all can invite me. I'll join. I didn't realize there was a support group. Do we really need a support group, though? Support group. Let's see. Hosted in captain's quarters. Okay. Gold Ducat. It's memes. Memes are amazing. I love memes. All right. I'm probably going to join that for sure. Oh, anybody y'all like an admin? Do I have to request to get in? Because there's 74,000 people. Hit join, and maybe I'll get in. Let's see. All right. You know what y'all should do? Y'all should share my latest video in that group. That's what you should do. Support out small-time YouTubers. The Duras sisters. Ooh. Yes. The Duras sisters. Let me see. They just told me something potentially bad about our corporation. Let me look. Mission management. Hangars. Just deposit. That's it. Somebody made Duggo a whole Cardassian faction is overdue, to be honest. Like when DS9 first started, it almost felt like the Cardassian thing was being forced, like, oh, a brand new faction. But then it actually, it tied in really, really well. And I loved it. So, here's our fleet leaders. Oh, sorry. Okay. No one says, why can't I get a role in our corp? Because you haven't become a leader in the corporation? Come on, no one shall. You don't get free roles. No free roles. See, people aren't putting in their information. You got to put in your information. Free bread rolls? Bro, I don't need any bread rolls. Kim Soul says Cardassians are the only race I like better than Romulans. Klingons are the best race, but the Cardassians have a better spy network than the Romulans. For sure. For sure. Tal Shiar, I got nothing on the Obsidian Order. Nothing. Obsidian Order way better. Argue with your mother. Klingon's still the best of all, though. Aaron says bring in ship cloaking. Doubtful. But hey, we got that in EVE Echoes. So if you want ship cloaking, complain EVE Echoes. We got it there. And that should have filled up my hole, I think. Almost. Let's see. We need another rock. The Klingon Intelligence Service? There is one. But why do you really need one? I think it's just Klingon Intelligence. Google to make sure. Yeah, it's just Klingon Intelligence. But I mean, when you're a warrior race, you just go out and kill everybody. Lock on this asteroid over here. Thomas says research cloaking technology and get a boost to ship defense. Well, if y'all remember, the Burrell's special ability is actually called cloaking. We can go to our ships and we can look at that. But that's like there's Scope has been really bad about calling something and it not being an actual thing. I'll show you here in a second if you've never noticed it. See, there's my Vidar, and then there's my Stella. I don't know why one's green and one's not, but if you look on the Burrell, its special ability is called Cloaking System, but it has nothing to do with actually cloaking. Don't ask me why. That's just how Scopely rolls. I don't know. Oh, Echoes is blocking the name. Let me look. Oh, well, it's called Cloaking System. Okay. Here, let me just, you picky people. Bam. Cloaking System. It doesn't actually work like that, but it's called Cloaking System. I don't know why, but it is. Games that make sense? Not here. Sorry. Some things in Star Trek Fleet Command will forever frustrate me, and that is one of them. Just trust me. Yeah, Dave's right. Trust me. Have I ever lied to you? Have I ever come on this channel and lied to you? I've always fought for your rights. I've supported you as a player base, and how dare you call me a liar? I lost my NDA status for you. Not that I cared. Paul says because cloaking only works on first turn as a surprise attack. Okay. I get that. Cloaking also works with literally traveling around space, setting up minefields. There are cloaking mines in DS9. Michael says Shimitar says otherwise. Man, we're not talking about Star Trek Nemesis. You talk about bad movies. Oh my goodness. Star Trek Nemesis was down there. It wasn't as bad as Insurrection with the Baku, which was also terrible. I mean, frickin' Riker just, you know, joysticking the frickin' Enterprise E. Oh my goodness. Wow. CJ Ruiz says, quick question. If I have YouTube Premium and I don't get commercials, how do you benefit? I see no commercials. So if you have YouTube Premium, they have a separate section of how YouTube Premium views pay me. They pay a lot less than commercial ads, but YouTube Premium does pay me. It's just very little. Very little. So, but not many people have YouTube Premium. But if you pay for Premium, part of that payment is going to pay for people like me. Not that much. But CJ, you support because you're actually a member of the channel. Your name is green. You love me. So I don't, you know, it's cool. I can't ask too much from everybody. Like, I made it to 16,000 followers. That is freaking incredible. And we're going to go for 20, baby. We are, and we're going to make it. We're going to make it to 20. Not only are we going to get 20K followers, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. How about that? We'll do that together. But, yeah. D. Stevens says, how do you figure out what server you're on? The easiest way at this point is to simply ask in global chat. If everybody in global chat is being a complete butthole and doesn't tell you, put your phone or tablet in airplane mode. It will cause an error screen to pop up, and on that error screen, you will find, like at the little bottom, there'll be a little text that says your server number on it. Rex says ads aren't that big of a deal to me. I'll say this, man. I try to watch ads for YouTubers that I follow. Some of them will be like 15 minutes, and I'm like, oh my god, I just want to watch the video. I mean, I've pulled up ads for videos. Like, I go on No One Shao's channel, and he'll have a 10-minute video, and the ad is 2 ads. One of them's 15 minutes long. I'm like, seriously? Let me watch an ad longer than the video I'm trying to watch? Really, right now? Really? That's what you're doing to me? No one, I can blame you for the ads, for sure. It's my job to blame you. I'm blaming you now. All right, let's multi-select. If y'all look at the top left corner, stack. Then we're going to reprocess these. And then we get some materials. And now we're going to head ourselves back out into space and mine some more. No one says, sure, they help me live a little bit longer. Same here, bro. Dude, if it was not for the generous support of everybody out there, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, YouTube memberships. I couldn't do what I do. I couldn't be as entertaining as I am. I could not be as sexy as I am, which I'm getting a little bit too sexy in the belly. I weighed myself today. I'm like, all right, this is getting pitiful. So we're going to work on that. Maybe we'll make those videos of, we'll do a YouTuber loses 20 pound series. And I don't care if I'm fat and ugly. People who fat shame are really sad people in their own lives. So it doesn't bother me. I'm going to get healthier for me. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do a challenge. Maybe I should do a video challenge of me doing 100 sit-ups a day for 30 days. And if I can actually do it. Y'all pay to see that? I will admit, businessman thinking here, would you pay to see a fat YouTuber do 100 sit-ups a day for 30 days? Is that a thing? Would you do that? No one says, don't forget about your OnlyFans. Well, see, nobody wants my OnlyFans right now. Nobody wants it right now. We'll approach this and start mining. Gotta have my shirt off. I'm not taking my shirt off to do it. Nope. Not happening. Not happening. Yes, says I'll take the Hirogen over the Kazons. Hirogen are really cool. I don't think the Hirogen weren't dived into deep enough. The thought of a bounty race, bounty hunters that are across the galaxy, across the entire quadrant anyway, is amazing. I do wonder how they managed to not be killed off by the Borg, but no one says I'll take my shirt off for less. Maybe. DJ Velez says I'll pay every day if you do $250 per day. How much you paying, DJ? I'll try. You realize I can't do $250 in a row. Like I'll have to take breaks. Like I'll have to do like 25, stop, and get back into it. But there's nothing that motivates me more than money. Like you can call me I'm the physical representation of Scopely. So if y'all want to pay me to work out, bro, I'll do it. I will sweat my fat booty off. I'll Twitch live stream it. I will. I'll Twitch stream it. Aaron Stevens, you're right, buddy. Look, I got to support my family. And if making a fool of myself supports my family, guess what I'm going to do? And no regrets. The thing with me has always been consistency. P90X, bro, I haven't heard P90X in a decade. No one says, man, the only thing you can do is 250 Kegels in a day. Wow, no one. That's harsh. Harsh. How's love life going? Love you. No one wants to give me crap. I gotta throw it back a little bit. Bam. Oh, man. It's okay to have fun with friends. It's like Words with Friends, except words fired across the screen. All right, let's go ahead and start mining. Stop moving and start mining. Will you do moose stuff? I'm really not sure what that means. That sounds kind of scary. Null Paul says, what class would the Terran Dreadnought in comparison to the Augur or the Enterprise? Ooh, good question. The Terran Dreadnought. Now, if you're talking about a Dreadnought, which one are you talking about? Because there's multiple Dreadnoughts throughout Star Trek. Several different Dreadnoughts. So that's another problem we're going to run into is we got a lot of things that are the same thing. But the Terran Dreadnought, if you're talking about just the Terran one, which is from what? Is that the weird shaped one from Star Trek Online? Is that the one you're talking about? It almost looks like a Cardassian layout. Because if that's the one you're talking about, I don't think Star Trek Online stuff is going to come into this game. But if you're talking about like the Dreadnought from the movies, the Vengeance, it's got to be stronger than level 50. Like it's got to be stronger than Scar Porn at level 50. Steven says it just died one time in Echoes. Bro, I have died a few times in Echoes. No one shall watch me die and laughed about it, that jerk. Andy Tate says 7 Enterprises, NX, A, B, C, D, E. You're actually missing some. So you have the NX-01, you have the original Constitution class, A, B, C, D, E. There's 7. However, there's more. Don't forget there's more. There's the J. You also technically had an Enterprise. The original Enterprise was refit. So let's go back. You have NX-01, original Connie, Connie refit, Enterprise A, Enterprise B, C, D, E, J. Then you also, come on, there's more. There's more. You have the new movie Enterprise, which we have here. You have the new movie Enterprise A, which we have here already. Now we're up to 11 Enterprises. 5 Enterprises. Oh my gosh, so many Enterprises. You do have the Dreadnought Enterprise version, which is from another universe. That's 12. That was the end of the Next Generation. So that's 12. 12 Enterprises. I'm trying to think of any others. Discovery, yeah, 13. The Constitution class Discovery from in Discovery, 13. And do not be surprised if you see an Enterprise in Picard. So 13 different Enterprises. By the way, DJ, thank you for becoming a cadet. I thought you already were a cadet, so maybe you just re-upped. You were already a cadet, but thank you so much for doing that. Appreciate it. Mirror Universes Enterprise. I'm not counting Mirror Universe because if you do Mirror Universes, technically there's an unlimited amount. But I'm going with the ones that we actually see on screen as real characters, if you will. The one that's always forgotten about is the Constitution refit. Now, fun Star Trek lore for you. The Enterprise A is actually not the Enterprise. The Enterprise A was another Constitution class that had been refit that was renamed into the Enterprise A after the Enterprise refit was destroyed. So there's you a fun one. Fun facts. Fun nerd knowledge up in this noggin of mine that serves me no purpose in real life except... Actually, it does serve me because I make videos for a Star Trek game, so I guess it does work out. Yeah, you don't get this type of content on No One Shao's channel. He doesn't know that. No One Shao's like taking notes right now, like, there was 13 Enterprises? I didn't know. Damn. The only thing you're gonna get on No One Shao's channel is who's hotter, Jadzia or Ezri or Seven or T'Pol. Ooh, what about Yum and Rand? Oh man, who's the hottest? Messing with you. But I know you didn't know that because I'm a super nerd. I'm a super nerd. I love all things Star Trek. So, I mean, I'm the guy that's got a freaking batleth hanging on the wall. I mean, who has a batleth? Name somebody you know with a batleth. And by the way, if I had to say the Star Trek officer that I am most attracted to, female would be, it's tough. It's probably a tie between Jadzia and Ezri Dax. And male would be, who's the hottest? Q. Definitely Q. DJ Bless says for sit-ups. DJ, if you're paying me $10 a day for sit-ups, bro, I'll send you the video of me doing the sit-ups. I will work out tonight, but it's probably going to be really late, or I'll do it tomorrow morning. DJ said T'Pol. So T'Pol, one problem I will say with Star Trek females is there's not enough oomph in the boomf. But Crusher never did it for me, but I was also a child. Remember, I was a child when Crusher was a thing. Captain Jake is hot, Enterprise Night Crew. I mean, that's cool. That's cool. Jadzia was just curvy woman. Loved it. I mean, and she wasn't even big. She had all the curves. Ezri, though, to be honest with you, if you look at the type of women that I've tried to pursue and date in my life, they're typically more like Ezri. They're shorter, cute. I mean, my wife is like 5'2". So, yeah, Troy was like my biological dad's favorite. Never did it for me. Seen her in person, too, and gotten to meet her at conventions. Just not my type, but that's cool. Jean-Luc Picard, telling you, that man even bald at 65. There's a reason that he married at 60, he married a 39-year-old. I mean, Patrick Stewart was hot. Definitely aged a bit now. right, so now I'm mining in EvE Echoes and doing literally nothing in... Have I finished the event for... See, I don't think T'Pol sucked, and I don't think Hoshi was better. Hoshi's character got on my nerves. I do think that T'Pol was too much eye candy, not enough substance, though. It did get better. Derek, thank you for becoming a lieutenant. Thank you. Appreciate that. Much love. In 4 days, can I get enough points to finish off this event when I've skipped like 2 days? That'd be pretty awesome, Scopely, if you make that possible. Yeah, I'm with Matt. Hoshi was a bit of a whiner. She was like, oh, I've never learned this language before. It's too hard. Even though I'm a linguistics officer, I can't do it right now. No, Archer, no, don't make me do it. No! Hoshi got on my nerves. Yeah, I just... Chris says Trip made T'Pol better. Yeah, I mean, the love relationship that they built was pretty cool. Lita was good. Lita was okay. I don't know if I say Lita was good, but Lita was okay. Yeah, okay, I get behind that. Is that a character that you'd want to see in Star Trek Fleet Command? I will also admit real quick, one of the things that made me like Jadzia and Ezri so much was the actual character having all that life experience and knowledge. Like, just to sit down and talk to a person who's been through 7, 8, 9 lifetimes, that's incredible. So that was a big appeal for why I'm so attracted to Jadzia and Ezri. Troy's mother, most annoying character. But DJ, Loxwana was supposed to be that, though. And she played the role very well. Very well. And in fact, it's to the point where, especially in DS9, where she's supposed to be annoying, she doesn't annoy me. I actually found it very endearing, especially when she had fallen for Odo. I am in season 4 right now, where she is pregnant and she's coming to Odo for help. Loxwana Troy is one of my favorite characters ever. Even though she was supposed to be annoying, she really ended up being just a very endearing, just a great character. It's really all there is to it. Loxwana Troy. Let's see. That was, for those that don't know, fun fact. Y'all ready for another fun fact that some of you may or may not know? Because she did die in 2008. But she was actually Gene Roddenberry's wife. Yeah, fun fact. Did y'all know that? Loxwana Troy was Gene Roddenberry's wife. If you didn't know that and you just called her annoying and you hated her character, you literally hated Gene, the closest to Gene you could get. So, yeah. She was the voice of the computer. Yes, definitely. Blog House of Grilka. Love the name. Something tells me you're a big DS9 fan. I love Benjamin Sisko, but he is not my favorite captain. Okay, let me just... I love Worf. I like Worf more as a captain in DS9 than I like Benjamin Sisko. We actually see more of Worf growing into a captain, going from commander to captain, than we see Benjamin Sisko. Benjamin Sisko basically just gets handed an extra pip in like season 3. Sisko has a ton of development, but his development is not about him becoming a captain. His development is about him being the emissary, and that is a completely different thing. Completely different thing. Benjamin Sisko is a fantastic character, but he's more the emissary than he is a Starfleet captain. Worf is a better captain than Benjamin Sisko. My opinion. You can disagree with it and debate your mother if you wish. It's okay. By the way, that's not me saying I dislike the Sisko character. I actually really love the Sisko character. Thought it was acted out beautifully. But the character of Sisko is more about him being the emissary than it is about being a Starfleet captain, whereas Worf is the opposite. Worf is this constant struggle, this constant dichotomy of the Klingon Empire and the Federation, the mixed loyalties, the trying to find and be what's best for both. That's what makes his character so deep and so important, and why the heck are you doing swarms with a Kumari, you idiot? Almost want to go kill them just because they're doing that. Sisko was a good war planner. Yes, Chris, I agree, but so was Worf as he began to grow and learn as a captain. I mean, if you actually look at the conflicts that Worf was in and the tactics that he used, he was actually a better military officer than Sisko was. Sisko was very Starfleet. The Klingons are better warriors, bar none. But if you look at the episode where Worf destroys the civilian transport that the Klingon Empire then tries to accuse him of and tries to cause a rift between the Federation and the Klingons. But if you actually look at that episode, Worf fires on a decloaking ship in the middle of a battle. From a military standpoint, that's what you should do. The Federation says, wait, identify. No, if you literally have two hostile ships, you're 2 versus 1, and you've got civilians that have no cloaking technology, you do what you got to do. He was a much better military leader. And everybody says he always got captured. He got captured because he took missions that were against the odds. I mean, yes, the writers always did him a disservice by that, but it's not like he was going off in the flagship of the Enterprise of the Starfleet with an entire fleet and losing it and captured. The dude was flying around and broken down Burrells with General Martok and ships like the Defiant that were overpowering themselves half the time. He was getting captured because of situations, not because of struggles. And Walter says, can we change the cadets into Red Squad? Shout out Red Squad. Shout out Red Squad. Low-key, an annoying but dopely awesome addition to Star Trek when DS9 added so many nice storylines to Star Trek. So many. As we grind our swarms and we mine away. Mining, I'm mining all day. Ooh, EvE Echoes just posted an announcement. I love how EvE Echoes is so open with like bugs they have and how they're fixing them and the things that they're doing to work on that. That's awesome. Christopher D says, thanks for collecting that. It was driving me nuts. No problem. Happy to help. Red Squad was not the Next Generation, Colonel Hubbard. Red Squad was DS9. Because remember, Red Squad, well, technically they're in both, but the main Red Squad we see grow is with Nog, when Nog wants to be part of Red Squad. That's where we really get to see Red Squad, is the episode where they have their own version of the Defiant, and it's all a cadet-run crew fighting behind enemy lines. Yes, the Valiant. Thank you, Matt. I did not remember the ship name. The Valiant. Red Squad was in TNG when Wesley lost a cadet at graduation. Yes, definitely. But I like Red Squad more in DS9. It did start with Wesley Crusher, but I liked Red Squad more in DS9. Mash says you're thinking of Nova Squad in TNG. I'll admit that I'm a little fuzzy on this subject, so I'm going to let y'all duke it out. But even if it was Nova Squad or Red Squad, the idea of what they are is still the exact same. You're right, Matt. In fact, a lot of Star Trek actors have played through multiple series. It's a thing. I'm your Huckleberry. I'm sure you meant Discovery, not DS9. DS9 was awesome. I don't think Discovery's crap. Like, I don't see, and what's the point of dumping on it? Like, I really like Discovery. I mean, it's a different flavor of Trek, but every flavor of Trek is different. And if people will say things like, well, it's not Gene's vision. You know what? DS9 wasn't Gene Roddenberry's vision either. Voyager definitely wasn't Gene Roddenberry's vision. Not at all. So, but they were still good series with great pieces. I'm never a fan of the whole like, oh, this is not Gene, because if you want to go with Gene's vision, you get about half of the Next Generation and the original series. I'm gonna be honest. There's a whole lot better Star Trek than the original series and half of the Next Generation. And Andy's right. I mean, Matt's right. He says, I like season 2 of Discovery much better. Almost every Star Trek series sucks the first 2 seasons. Almost every single one of them. They almost all suck. The Next Generation did not have a good first season. The original series did not have a good first season. So, Ken says, what about that episode? How come the Valiant did not have the fixes that the Defiant had? Does not Starfleet share tech specs? If O'Brien fixed the Defiant and they build more of them. Okay, let's be honest. Let me just address plot holes real quick. And by the way, I don't agree that the original season, best season, was the first. But if you do, that's cool. I mean, we're always entitled to our different opinions on Trek. That's what makes it so much fun to talk about. If we're just going to be kind of like, ooh, is there not a... Sorry, I'm distracted as I'm trying to mine something here. Yeah, we want the Plagio. That's best. Block. And fire. Start mining that at range. Wait. If we're being completely honest, that's a massive plot hole to me. You're telling me that a former transporter chief, as talented as he is, was able to fix the Defiant, whereas an entire fleet of engineers at Utopia Planitia could not figure out how to fix the Defiant? No. And by the way, if you remember how they fixed the Defiant, Benjamin Sisko went over exactly how they fixed it in the middle of season 4 when he went to the alternate timeline to help the rebels fight against the Alliance. They basically just redid the power grid. You're telling me that they couldn't figure that out at Utopia Planitia? No, that's stupid. That's a plot hole. I don't mind it because it gave more, credence to how good of an engineer Miles O'Brien was, and I get that. But that did not make him better than every engineer in frickin' Soul. Yeah, so. See, Colonel says Star Trek Enterprise was the best one. I don't even agree with that. I don't think Enterprise was the best Star Trek. I do think that season 1 of Star Trek Enterprise is one of the strongest starting seasons of a Star Trek show, though. Greg B, is nobody going to bring up the fact that DS9 stole a lot of its plot from Babylon 5? Well, nobody cares about Babylon 5, Greg. So, Babylon 5 is the terribly CGI'd, poorly written little brother of sci-fi. It has a small, devout following that we all laugh at together. Like, all the nerds gather to laugh at the other nerds. Babylon 5 is not bad by any means, but to say that shows take storylines from each other, yeah, that everybody does that. You want to think that Babylon 5 didn't do the same thing to Star Trek ideas? Come on. They did the same thing. Like me, I'm a huge Stargate fan. Stargate is actually my second favorite sci-fi series of all time, ahead of Star Wars. And they also took a lot of ideas from other series. It's just natural. Andy says the temporal Cold War dragged out too long in Enterprise. 100%. If they would have made that one season 3 and 4 probably would have helped Star Trek Enterprise stay alive. Season 4 was amazing, but by then it was too little too late. Huckleberry says Wei Yun and the Jem'Hadar. Definitely need Wei Yun and Jem'Hadar in this. Bam. Andy Tate says Stargate needs something to restart it. And see, that's why I'm telling all of y'all that y'all really need to support Lower Decks and the cartoon that's coming out for kids. If you are a parent, please make sure your kids are watching the new cartoon that comes out next year. If you want Star Trek to continue, you have got to push behind this animation. And I know a lot of the demographic of this game is older. I mean, it's 35 to 55 and sometimes even older than that. Y'all aren't really into cartoons and anime. But please be for this. Because the only 2 shows that have funding right now are those 2 animated series. Picard has not even secured funding for the next season. So, support those. I can't wait to have my kids watching Star Trek in an animated form that they want to watch. Like, I love Lower Decks. It's not for everybody stylistically because it's very Rick and Morty. Of course, it's obvious as the reason why. But I still love it. You know, it's Star Trek. And when I was younger, I was one of the big voices that's like, well, this is real Star Trek and this is fake Star Trek. No, it's literally all Star Trek. Just because it's not your favorite Star Trek doesn't make it not Star Trek. You don't get to decide what Star Trek is. You know who gets to decide what Star Trek is? The people who make Star Trek. That's how that works. That's like all the Star Wars fans who try to be like, well, movies 1, 2, and 3 aren't real. We don't really count those movies. It doesn't matter what you count. It's real. It's real. Movies 7, 8, 9 are real. They're canon. Sorry, suck it up. Your extended universe, it doesn't matter anymore. Go read your books and cry in a corner. The people who make it decide what's real. So enjoy Star Trek. Keep Star Trek alive. Even Scopely is helping keep Star Trek alive. It's annoying, but they are. And he says, go to the corner to cry for my Jade. Oh, look. I will gladly watch Babylon 5 with people. It's fun. I wish the graphics were better, but it's the 90s. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? It says the guy that played the lead in Atlantis tried to buy it and start it, but MGN went to heck and that did not happen. I did not actually hear about that, actually. John says, I didn't know this until I rewatched Enterprise that pretty much all of the early non-fiction ships in Star Trek Fleet Command come right out of it. Yep, the Fortunate. Where you think they got the Fortunate from? Especially the haulers and everything. Straight from Star Trek Enterprise. They used a lot of that stuff. So I've always been curious how the actual agreement worked between Viacom, CBS, and Scopely. And Ken, by the way, we don't mind your bad English at all. My English is terrible and I'm an American. Grim says, do I want a hug? Grim, from you, I want a hug and $20. Hey, buddy. Now, Grim, what I'm actually doing, we talked about earlier, I got to lose weight. We're actually going to have like maybe a YouTube session where I stream myself trying to lose weight and be better at life. Because right now, it's not going too well. Colonel says, yeah, I hate everything Disney had a hand in making with Star Wars, but I will make an exception for The Mandalorian. That's the thing. You can't make an exception. Even though the most recent arc of movies, the trifecta, was underwhelming for most, it's still Star Wars, and it still brought you great things. Example, it brought you Rogue One, which is a phenomenal Star Wars story in my opinion. The best, if you really want my honest take, the best Star Wars content is the Clone Wars series, which was an animated series. That is a fantastically written series with so much Star Trek lore. It's one of the best things ever done. And most people haven't watched it because it's animated. But go watch the animated Clone Wars series. It is amazing. But the animated Clone Wars series is what helped keep Star Wars alive in terms of in the public view until Disney and everything bought it so that LucasArts could cash in and do so. Daniel, of course I'm on Discord. You know I'm on Discord. I mean, I'm not on Discord right now. Like, I'm not watching Discord. But, of course, I'm on Discord. I have my own Discord. And it's amazing. It's an amazing Discord. The best Discord of all Discords. No, I'm not in Discord voice. Grim Reaper said I'll probably have to do a show to lose weight. You know what? For me, it helps motivate me. Because I really struggle with self-motivation. That's a problem I have. Like, I can work out hardcore for 2 months and then stop. And I'll do great, man. I'll be hitting new personal records and everything. It'll be great. And then I'm done. That's it. So, Matt says the animated Clone Wars or the CG Clone Wars. The Clone Wars series, the actual series that was on Cartoon Network, went several seasons. The Clone Wars movie is actually not bad. When I'm talking about the Cartoon Network Clone Wars series, if you've never watched it, it is really, really, really good. It ends a little off because that's in the middle of like the whole purchasing. But I will take all 7 seasons and say it is as good as any sci-fi show ever made story-wise. And by the way, Colonel, I really don't care if George Lucas wanted it because remember, the difference between George Lucas and Gene Roddenberry, George Lucas cared about one thing, dinero. That's it. That man was just trying to get paid. So his vision is more about what he thought was going to make money. The extended universe was better writing than Lucas ever did, in my opinion. Not trying to throw hardcore shade, but kind of throwing shade. By the way, real quick, y'all need to check out the merchandise. We still need people to buy masks. If you haven't bought a mask yet, buy a mask. Shield or share, or not assimilating your disease. Be out there, be friendly, take care of everybody around you, and buy a mask. Bartholomew says, wife make you shave? No, I just don't like how the handlebars look. So, and I actually haven't been shaved in a long time. Now, I'm not completely shaved. It's really short, but... Yes says Howard the Duck was great. Wow, that's where we're going with this? That's where we're taking this stream? Howard the Duck. Reese says, wants to know what the mask looks like. Reese, I'm so glad you asked. We actually have multiple people who have bought the mask. So you can check in my Discord and they would be more than happy to show you. But I will go to it right now, show you the incredibleness that is the mask. Hold on. Play capture. On. All right, so let's go to accessories, face mask. You look over here, right at that section of the screen. Here are the two face masks. Forgot the green screen is actually on the display capture. Hold on, that's why it's not coming up right. Filters, turn off chroma key. Bloop, there, now you can actually see it. So not assimilating your disease and shield or share. Those are the two masks that we have in our store. They are pretty nice quality. People have complimented them, and they're pretty awesome. I will be getting a couple more because I'm going to work out more and got to wear a mask in the world today. I'm also more attractive with a mask. Fun fact about me, more attractive with a mask. So, but that is what our masks look like. I'll even have an EvE mask coming out, but we'll see. Stay tuned. Wow, somebody's actually just commented on YouTube about my mustache, and I will read that in a little bit. Curious as to what that is saying. All right. How about Starship Troopers Rico's Roughnecks? Well, I don't do we're not doing a Star Trek Trooper show though. All my content, all my merchandise is related to my YouTube channel. So, not assimilating your disease and shield or share is, well, Star Trek. Specifically, Fleet Command. All right, did we finally finish our daily here? Yay, we're done. We can go back home now. Also, I did love the double event yesterday. To me, just to give a little bit of credit to Scopely, that double event is how it should have been the entire time. Like back when they weren't giving us con, they said we won't start doing it. That was a great move. That was a great move. What do you mean they don't have a current space show right now? I don't understand. What do you mean they don't have a current space show? I'm confused. Confused? John says, where can I get one of those Star Trek hats you always wear? Like this one? Sadly, I don't make these. I found them on Amazon. Amazon. Y'all are ignoring the fact that there are multiple current space shows. Star Trek Discovery and Picard. The Mandalorian. You people have got to get off that stupid cable and dish networks and stuff. Streaming services are where all the good stuff is at. That's where all the good stuff is at. Streaming services is TV now. That's TV. Like, cable is literally just overpriced crap for me. But The Expanse is out there. The Orville's on Hulu. And he says if you want a cable type service, YouTube TV. I mean, with all the streams that I get, I don't really need it. But yeah. PBS All Access has got some really good stuff on it. YouTube TV has got some good stuff on it. I don't have Hulu at the moment. But the thing I love about streaming services, and this is just me, is I can pick and choose what I'm paying for and what I'm watching, and then change it up all the time. Like if there's nothing on Hulu I want to watch, I only pay for 3 months of Hulu, watch my Hulu stuff, bam, done. Move on to Netflix, bam, done. Move on to blah, blah, blah. I do that. Like my anime, I watch on Verve, vrv.co, but I don't pay for Verve all year. I pay for it when I need it. So Richard says, is it worth it to have 2 Vidars for Borg space? I mean, worth is relative. Yes, it's definitely beneficial. I would still say focus on officers unless you are one of those people that have them all. Then sure, do whatever you want. Back. And reprocess. Back again, and then let's go back out. Do some more mining. I will, after we do the YouTube stream, I'll go on Twitch, and I'll actually be doing some fighting and ratting with my EVE Echoes people. So if you want to see more EVE Echoes content that's not just me going in and out of a space dock and mining, then tune into the stream in a little bit. Ken says we get 1% of your content. What do you mean, Ken? What do you mean, Ken? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? I want to know. Second Vidar doesn't give you much warp cells. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't give you more warp cells, but it does help you grind out more a day. So, I mean, there is that. Colonel says I have Crunchyroll, Hive Dive, Funimation, Netflix, Hulu, and Tubi. Correct me if I'm wrong, Colonel. Check it out. Verve actually has Crunchyroll and Funimation inside of it. So you're paying for just Verve and getting all of them. If you've never heard of Verve, Verve is like all the animes together. Pluto TV. There you go. There's so many different things now. Nathan says, how different is the gameplay in EVE versus Star Trek Fleet Command? Completely and the same at the same time. So the style of the game, one is 3-dimensional, which makes it completely different. The fittings on the ship can be decided. Like in Star Trek, you're limited to upgrading the parts on your ship that are the parts on the ship. Whereas in EVE, you can actually select those parts. So that adds a layer of complexity. The way that ships are set up with bonuses and stuff is the exact same. So each ship has bonuses in Star Trek, each ship has bonuses in EVE. In a lot of ways, they're identical. In a lot of ways, they're vastly different. I won't lie to you. EVE is a little bit more complex. It took me about a day, 2 days to really get into it and then have gotten the controls all down. But after that, yeah, I've been playing it every single day. I'm in love with it. It has so much of what I wanted. Will you just lock on? Thank you. So much of what I wanted Star Trek Fleet Command to be, including a player market. The player market drives this game. This game literally revolves around the player market. So it's a great game to try out. You know, get on my Discord. We have an entire EVE section. We'll be more than happy to help you out, let you grow, let you learn, have some fun. But EVE is a game that I am in love with, and I will continue to play that for quite some time. Actually will. I cannot repeat this enough. I'm not leaving Star Trek Fleet Command. I even talked to Panic about this last night. I mean, I want Star Trek Fleet Command to get better because I'm not leaving. So I want to enjoy my experience. And, yeah, and Buddy's right. EVE Echoes is way, 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 way cheaper than Star Trek Fleet Command is. Like, way cheaper. Way cheaper. Like, way... I'm almost... Am I broken recording it? Because it is way cheaper. We also need to do some dailies, don't we? If I do one more daily, I'll have enough to do my 30-day. Walter says YouTube has episode 1 of Lower Decks. Nice. Daniel says how much cheaper? Like $15 a month. That's all you need. You can spend on day 1 $50. So let me show you how that works. I'm going to jump in. So look over on the other left side of the screen. If you come to the store and you wanted to get the Omega bundle, which is, like I said, that's just your ability to, that's the premium features, $15 a month. You can buy them in multiple month sets. And then this is something extra you can buy, which is very important, which are cognitive neuroscience chips. So if to get this, you can just come into your AUR and either buy the $50 bonus or be cheap like I did and buy 20, 10, 5, and 1. And then this increases how many skill points you get a day or a minute. And then this is your premium. So this is you do every month. This is literally one time, and that's it. That's all you buy. You can go buy more actual in-game money, which is this, and then convert it to Plex and sell. But you don't need to go buy Prime Officers. It's $15. You don't need to go buy Prime Mining. It's $15. You grind out skills. So the thing with EvE is you have to do skills. Like you have to grow. And you can't pay your way past that. Like you've got to do it. You've got to go through the work. So it's a lot cheaper game. And a far more in-depth game. And a much larger game in terms of players. There is one server. Everybody plays on it around the world. Hundreds of thousands of people. Hundreds of thousands of people. Colonel says no whales in EvE. There are technically whales in EvE because whales can go buy AUR, turn into Plex, and whales can then have millions, if not billions, of ISK. But that won't help them progress in the game faster. What that does is that means that they'll have the best equipment quicker than you will. But Bubbles, I play EvE Echoes on PC, and EvE Online is not for me. I'm leaving things that are in the past in the past. EvE Echoes can stay in 2003. Beautiful as it is, not for me. EvE Echoes is better because it's not as complicated. I actually like the fact that EvE Echoes is not as complicated as EvE Online. All right, we need to go take on some Klingons so we can finish out this daily we have. Our Kumari, which we will not be using much longer. Pew pew. Yeah, this is server 43, so not everybody's living out in the deep spaces. I will say also a lot of players have kind of quit the game since EvE Echoes has come out, so it's a little bit easier to get around right now. Colonel, I think the Sovereignty opens up in 3 months in EvE Echoes. That's going to be very interesting. Scopa said anything about server mergers? Nope, not to me. Good night, Ken. Hope you had a wonderful evening. Hope you had a wonderful evening. Let's see what else we got. Trying to see more questions, more answers, and more thoughts, more provocatives, more loves. We're going to give another shout out to Derek. Give another shout out to DJ Vlad and Robin, who all signed up to become members today. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the support that you provide to the channel. Hopefully the videos will continue to entertain you and educate you. Gotta have a good education. Yes, that is the correct pronunciations. Educations. Come on, give me things to blow up. They gonna do anything with Borg Matas? Not until the next time Borg actually comes out. Chris and Tom are asking, what is sovereignty? Sovereignty is you controlling areas of space. So alliances and corporations controlling areas of space. That's what sovereignty is. Joe says, what tier are you scrapping your Stella? Tier 4 and tier 5, because I don't have 2. So I just take one up and then I keep saving. And then when I do my turn in for rare uranium, do tier 5. But I am not a fan of the Mate 2 Stellas because I'd rather keep blowing all this heist loot that I'm getting on officers. So Bartholomew says, how many other corps have bases? Like all of them. There's like 8,000 star systems in EvE Echoes and EvE. Derek, no, the latest edition of Star Trek Fleet Command is not because of EvE. This has actually been happening for a while. I mean, the entire reason you have Harry Mudd is because this has actually already been in place. So the merger between Viacom and CBS was last August, And that's where all of the IPs were together. And then Scopely is, worked with them to be like, okay, what all can we do? What can we use? Kind of renegotiate our IP agreement. So that was in the works beforehand. Now, the timing of the announcement might be related to EVE Echoes, but the actual addition is not. At least I don't think it is. The stuff that they've been actually, I know that unless they've been watching EVE Echoes for 2 years, because remember, EVE Echoes has been in beta for 2 years. I mean, it's not like EVE Echoes just came out of nowhere. We know it was there. Dance Party 2020. Yes, so as Viacom and CBS split up in the near future, should Star Trek Fleet Command sunset over the rights? I don't see why they would split up. And he said, so stupid question. Swarm crew without Moreau. I've got Pike, but no Moreau. You could still use Pike. Oh, I've got some. I'm saving officer tokens, by the way. I'm going to do premiums and save up those ultras. I mean, they just got together. Why would they break up so soon? But you could do Pike, McCoy, Talon. McCoy should work. I haven't tested that in a while, but McCoy's captain's officer ability was fixed. It does work with basically everybody now, if I remember right. But Pike, McCoy, Talon. Daniel says, how do you have both EVE Echoes and Star Trek Fleet Command up on your BlueStacks? I am running multiple instances. So with the multi-instance manager, I have this one and that one. Actually, I have 8 different BlueStacks instances. I have 8. Ryan says, have you played around with your DC yet? I have a little bit, yep. Hey, another Chin. We actually do need her. We don't need 0718. No, but we do need Zhao. That was nice. John says, is there a way to send your item ships from one base to another in EVE? Yeah, haul it. Put it in your cargo bay and move it. That's the way. Put it in your ship and move it. I had to do that when my corporation finally picked a spot to live. So Ryan, yes it is. John, what corporation are you in? How far away did y'all settle? I can see that being a pain. Tom, I wouldn't trust hiring somebody to move it for me. Trust nobody in EVE. Nobody. Trust no one. Let's see, how many more do I need to finish this? All right, not too many more. You're in mine? Oh. 22 jumps is really not that far, man. Not that far. What's in the arena system in Romulan space? I don't know. Do not know off the top of my head. I don't think that's been released yet, has it? Johnson just bought 2 of the masks. Oh, man. Sean, thank you. Thank you so much. I think it should give me a notification of that, actually. It did. There's Anonymous just bought them face masks. Thank you. I hope you enjoy them. And I make them because I love them. Well, I don't make them, but I just think the masks are really cool. Post a picture when you get it in the Discord. I'd really like to see it on you. I'll be ordering a couple of different merch things tonight. Some new stuff for me and the lady. She's been wanting some more t-shirts and stuff. She said the next time I order something, she wanted another t-shirt. So I'll have to do that, When wife asks for something, you give her what she wants. What level do you need to get ship debris? Are you talking about in Star Trek Fleet Command? Or are you talking about in EVE Echoes, Steven? Which one? No, the sticker never got posted, Andy. Nope, never got posted. You find it difficult to devote time to 2 games? Stick with it because this is what I do for a career. No and yes at the same time. It's definitely difficult to make content for 2 games. I gotta make content for EVE Echoes for tomorrow morning because I haven't done a University 101 video in a while. I'll do the basics of mining and different things to mine for and stuff like that. But if you go over just the gameplay, EvE Echoes is nice because you actually can kind of like you don't have to devote 24/7 to it like you do with Star Trek Fleet Command. You can really take 3 days off of EvE and not really miss anything. I mean, except the fact that you got nothing done, but it doesn't penalize you, where in Star Trek you kind of do need to log in every single day to progress. So it's difficult for me at times making the content, but the actual playing part, it's not hard at all. Steven, the ship wreckage drops on different hostiles you're fighting. So it's just part of what you're killing in the anomalies. That's all that is. And he says, I need to devote some EvE time to the weekend. Star Trek Fleet Command randomness keeps me from doing as much as I wanted to. Okay. Yeah. And yes, I did get the free gift today, Walter. Hence why I have some extra tokens. But I'm trying to get my 30-day. Then I can do my 30-day chest, which will give me more Carol parts, but more importantly, more uncommon and officer tokens, which I will then use the premiums and save the ultras. I'm saving the ultras. I'm not spending an ultra on this account until the new officers come out, like the next generation or something. I'm going to wait for it, no matter how long it takes. Francis says, I love you. I'm in love with you as well. Have been for some time. I think that we are so emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically compatible that the love can't be denied. And Francis, I'll meet you in any cornfield, anywhere. Love you. Sorry, that was really... just came over me. Dave says, any chance of the West Coast Special shield or share? What do you mean the West Coast Special? West Coast Special. I'm confused. What's the West Coast Special? Help me out. Is that like a tank top? Is that a surfboard? What is the West Coast Special? And the West Coast of what? Australia? America? England? England! Buddy, yes you can. You can AFK the long jumps in EvE. You can. Music, make me dance. By the way, in 17 minutes, we will be wrapping up the stream here. I will be going live on Twitch, which will be a late night stream. But I want you to come join me. I'll be playing EvE Echoes and hopefully getting some nice kills in. That's my goal. Nice kills in. All right, we have finally finished the daily. Woo, buddy. That makes me happy. Happy as a clam in water. Oh, yeah, boy. Happy. Super happy. Happy as a lobster that's just found its food source. Yeah. I don't know what this accent is, but I might start using it more. Would it be okay if I use this accent in a whole video? Maybe the entire video. I'll talk like this, and people who've never seen me before assume this is how I speak. Yeah, happy lobster, right? Yeah. I'm really weird, everybody. Hopefully most of you know this. Hopefully most of you know this already. I'm still waiting to find out what the West Coast is. What's the West Coast thing, Dave? Don't leave me hanging. Yeah, I talk with this voice right here. It's almost really nasally and almost some Christopher Walken going on, you see? Yeah. Wait, you're talking to my friend. It's all wrong. Yeah, all wrong. I still don't know what the West Coast Special is, dang it. Somebody tell me. I want to know. I want to know the special. I want a special deal. All right. Open this up and we get our goody goodies. Yay! I'm going to go spin these now. Dave, resend the idea, buddy. Just resend the idea. You know, it's not me ignoring you. It's just how crazy stuff gets. Just, I know you said to me, basically just ping it, like just put your chat back at the top of my Discord. That's what I need you to do for me. All right, now we need to go do those officers. Nathan says it might be by the Cleveland steamer. Buyer beware. Whew. Wow, y'all are terrible. I will say this: is anybody actually interested in these? The hats. If people want a hat, it would be something like 45, 50 bucks. So, but let me know if you are interested in a hat. If you want a signed version of the hat, I will do that, but I'll have to charge it because I have to ship it to me and then ship it to you, which probably ain't gonna be cheap. But I'm willing to do it. A couple people have said they wanted hats. So if you want a hat, they're just really expensive for me to make. I'm only charging that much because I'm not lying to you. When I got this for me, it was like 35 bucks. So me charging 45 so I can make $10 for my time. If anybody wants a hat, let me know. Yeah. Colonel says, hey, Rev, I want to say thanks for the destroyer the other day. I lost my Vexor like an hour later and had to use it. Well, nice. 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 I'm going to give away another ship here soon in EVE Echoes. I like the ability that I can give away stuff. It's really cool. Joe says, I would love a hat. Contact me on Discord, Joe. I will get you set up. How we'll do the hats is because I have to have them made one-offs. So I will have them made and ship them directly to you, and you'll pay me through PayPal or Venmo or Cash App. That's how we'll do it. If you're okay with that. I really like the hat. It's actually a very nice, like it's actually monogrammed. So, I mean, it's a nice quality hat. It costs so much to get it done. So, yes, I will not be doing Star Trek Fleet Command giveaways for a long time. Remember, we made Star Trek Fleet Command mad, so I'm not an official CC anymore. Maybe down the road, but I will say this, I'm never signing an NDA with them again. Not. Now, if they're willing to let me do that without being an official content creator, I'll be more than happy to promote the game and give away stuff. But I am not going to sell my soul again. Not happening. Hopefully, y'all can understand that. As we pull officers here and hopefully get a full pull. Fern says you can give me a MOA. Yeah, when I actually get a MOA, the next ship I'm going to give away is going to be my Stabber Trainer because I'm going to build a real Stabber. I'm going to give away a Stabber Trainer. Daniel says everyone has his or her price. I mean, you're right, Daniel. If Scopely offered to hire me and pay me a salary, sure, would definitely work with them. But I can't see that happening. But I actually told them that last year. And look, you hire me, I'll hoe the line, do whatever you want me to do. I'll be just like your current employees. But I'm not going to do it just because you give me an enterprise or something. All right, no full pull. One last chance. No, two chances. All right, Mr. Issa, you will see me there. I'll be probably like 10 minutes in between because I'm going to check on the wife and everything. But Thomas says, installing EVE Echoes now, you intrigue me. If you need any help with EVE Echoes, hit me up on Discord. We have a whole group of people there. Yes, free command badges today did make today suck less, Walter. You are 100% accurate. 100%. I do have enough to upgrade DJ Aoki, and I almost have enough for Az, so I guess that's good. But no full pulls. And let's go ahead and get these done. Get these out the way. Open all. And let's do another one. Because officer unboxings is the most exciting content we've ever done for Star Trek Fleet Command. I've actually done unboxing videos before. Chris says, Rev, do we have a special channel for our corp on your Discord? We do, Chris. If you're in the corp and you don't have that role, please message myself or a moderator. We have an entire set of channels. Yep. And what we get? I would not use a command badge on Joaquin, Adrian. I would not. No, command badges are far too important to use on Joaquin. You know what I think I'm going to do? The Twitch stream may involve wine. I think that's going to happen. Party Deuce might be coming out. Party Deuce. That's going to be fun. It may be happening in literally 10 minutes. Well, 10 plus 10 equals 20. Basically, it's time to get goofball so we can buy a new phone already. Still haven't bought a new phone. Still need to buy one. Or if anybody's got a random like iPad laying around that they don't want anymore, sorry, Android tablet. If you've got any type of electronic device that I can play these games on that you're not using, like a Samsung S7 that you just got, you got a new phone and you don't know what to do with your old one, send it to Rev Deuce so that I can actually play games and not have to rely on my computer all the time. Or I could buy a phone. How's the van situation? We got my insurance to give us some money. We still haven't got the other insurance to pay for anything yet. So we're looking at cars and we'll hopefully buy one this week. And we'll see how that goes. I will probably make a video about it because that's what YouTubers do. We make videos about everything. You can see my fat, grotesque body this week on video. Like full body. Colonel says I have an old S7. If it works, I'll take it. The Samsungs are great phones. It's the S7, funny enough, is actually what broke. And Colonel says it's a Verizon. It actually doesn't matter because the phone that I need doesn't actually have to be data. I just need it for Wi-Fi. I can host the data from my main phone, which is an S9. I just need to get tablets and phones so I can actually have more accounts on more devices. That's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, so we're looking at a Nissan Rogue, Aaron. Probably a 2019 model. So a little bit of a used car. Trying to spend less than $20,000 because, we're not made of money. But thankfully, we both have really good credit. So we're hoping for an interest rate that's like 2.5% or something like that. So there will be a little bit of debt involved, but we'll have a newer car. So pros and cons. By the way, I always get dilithium and titanium. Always. I can raid steel a lot easier. Then I save those tokens. And then I can't wait to start doing this. Can't wait. All right. Grim says, should I max out rare bones? Yes, you should. Yeah, check out, if you haven't already, I know I'm always promoting my stuff, but check out the video I made called Max Morale, and that will explain why you need to get bones maxed if you use morale a lot. This is almost full with Scordite. Ken says, no, don't do it, no Nissans. I actually love Nissans and Mazdas, great safety ratings. The reasons that we're getting Nissan Rogue is it has the most safety features for the price range that we're at. Lane departure assist, airbags all over the place, crumple zones. Nissans are fantastic cars. That is why we're looking for safety features because it's going to be for the family. Anything for the family, I definitely won't. Like, I think the Dodge Journey has only got like a 4-star safety rating. And the Mazda CX-5 that we just had was a 5-star rating, and I can tell the difference. Like, I will never, ever, ever. And there's nothing wrong with a 4-star rating. That's not terrible, because I think the Rogue 2020 is a 4-star as well. I think the 2019 is a 5, but it's just, one, I hate how Dodges look. And we're getting a crossover. No vans. Walter says Nissan sucks. You don't know much about cars because Nissan makes some of the best cars in the world right now. With the GTR, hello. Honda Ridgeline. It's hideous, but okay. There's something to be said about having a car that also looks good too. I mean, I'm not gonna hate on Honda because I've driven a lot of Hondas, but hideous. Come on. Main thing we're looking at though is looks, and we're looking for safety rating. And safety features, though, the lane departure assist, the blind spot monitoring, the backup cameras, the navigation. Features is what we're focusing on with the new car. It's about keeping the kids safe, you know? Surely y'all understand. I love how we're automatically getting into what cars are better. This car's better than that car, and that car's better than this car. All the cars are better than the car over there. Anyway, guys, let me go ahead and wrap up this stream. I'll be on Twitch here soon. Jump in the Discord if you're not already. If you're not in the Discord, I don't know what you're doing with your life. It's been a blast hanging out with y'all. I think it's going to be more fun hanging out in just a second. So come check out the Discord. Come check out the... I didn't start it. I didn't do it. Oh, and if y'all are serious about sending old tablets and phones, I will take them. So thank you so much. We will be on Twitch here. Lickety-splittity-it. Love y'all. See you soon. Bye-bye.